Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I say this is Intervlog, and I am here once more. I am here because there is one important information I have for you today. And this information is unbelievable. I say it is unbelievable because it is only in Africa that things like this are happening. It can never happen in Europe, Asia, Australia, and America. Only in Africa. When I talk about it, I feel like crying. And you would wonder, what am I talking about? I am talking about Nigeria approving 460 SUV while Nigeria is poor. 460 SUV for senators, lawmakers, and governors. This is unbelievable. Tinubu approved 460 SUV, and this SUV is Toyota Land Cruiser SUV. Each one cost $150,000 US dollars. Nigeria's government budgets for SUVs and president's wife, while millions struggle to make ends meet. Nigeria's lawmakers approved the new government's first supplemental budget, which includes huge allocations for SUVs and houses for the president, his wife, and other public officials, sparking anger and criticism from citizens in one of the world's poorest countries. The country's National Assembly recently confirmed that more than 460 federal lawmakers each get SUVs, reportedly worth more than $150,000 each, which they said would enable them to do their work better. The allocations reminded many Nigerians of the economic inequality in a country where politicians earn huge salaries while essential workers like doctors and academics often go on strike to protest meager wages. After several strikes this year, civil servants got the government to raise their minimum wage to $67 a month, or 4 cents an hour. Such steep expenditure on cars in a country where surging public debt is eating up much of the government's dwindling revenues show its lack of priorities and raises questions about the lack of scrutiny in the government's budget process and spending, said Kalu Aja, a Nigerian financial analyst. Kingsley Ujam, a trader working at the popular Area 1 market in Nigeria's capital city of Abuja, said he struggles to feed his family and has lost hope in the government to provide for their needs. They, elected officials, are only there for their pockets, said Ujam. It is not the first time Nigerian officials are being accused of wasting public funds. That tradition must stop, beginning with the president making sacrifices for the nation, especially as vulnerable people in the country are struggling to make ends meet, said Hamzat Lawal, who leads the Connected Development Group advocating for public accountability in Nigeria. He added that Nigeria must strengthen anti-corruption measures and improve governance structures for the country to grow and for citizens to live a better life. We must also make public offices less attractive so people do not believe it is an avenue to get rich, he said. While Nigeria is Africa's top oil producer, chronic corruption and government mismanagement have left the country heavily reliant on foreign loans and aid, while at least 60% of its citizens live in poverty. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Nigeria is a country blessed with oil. She's supposed to be like China, Japan, Saudi Arabia, United States, Russia. But what happened? With all the mineral resources in Nigeria, Nigeria is one of the poorest countries in the world. Many Nigerians are fleeing, looking for jobs everywhere. Anywhere you go, you see Nigerians looking for a job. And the only thing the government could do is to be using that money they are earning from the oil to be buying SUVs every 4 years. You begin to wonder, don't these people know that each SUV can build 3 factories? 3 factories by 460 SUV, it will give you 1,380 factories. Big factories where you can manufacture glass, you can manufacture floor tiles, you can manufacture so many things. 1 SUV can build 3 factories. If Nigeria had been building factories with all this money they are spending unnecessarily in Japan, what do you think would have happened? Everybody would have been busy working. But no, once leaders enter, What they do is approve 460 SUV, and that is only for 4 years, because the president, the governor, senator, all of them for 4 years. After 4 years, they will approve 460 Toyota Land Cruiser SUV, which cost $150,000 every year, the same. Imagine if their mind had come into production, manufacturing, and the good governance, and instead of using this money to be going to Japan, buying Toyota SUV, if they had used it to create factory. That is 1,380 factories. There is nothing you produce in Africa that you are not going to sell. What is that? Anything you produce in Africa will be sold. And do you know one funny thing? Some of these leaders will be traveling abroad saying that they are looking for company to come and invest in Nigeria. You are looking for companies to come and invest in Nigeria. Why not create that company yourself? Build factories. No, our leaders never thought about that. What they think is misuse the money, and every day they will be traveling to different countries. When you ask them, where did they go? They say, we are looking for international investors. What is international investors? International investor is a company. Then build that company yourself. If you have money to be buying 460 Land Cruiser every 4 years, then you have money to build factories. But you never wanted to do that. Why? You are only there for enjoyment. It is painful what we are seeing in Africa. It's very painful. Now I realized the reason Ibrahim Traoré is being applauded everywhere. He is the only leader who disagree on approving for Land Cruiser SUV. He didn't even approve for himself. I have always said it. Any country that goes to Japan to pack a Toyota SUV every 4 years can never make it. Why? Because that country does not think about production. The leaders there are thinking about enjoyment. If they had leaders that think about manufacturing, production, and good governance, there's no leader that will approve his people to go and buy 460 SUV from Japan because he knows the value of that money. He knows that if he used that money to build factories, he will be having about 1,380 factories. Employment will be everywhere for the youth. They can build factories where they manufacture glasses, floor tiles, plastics. There are so many things that Africa need that Africa is importing from other countries. Why not use this money to build the factories and employ the masses? Many of our youth are coming out from the school. Some graduates are still looking for a job everywhere. There is no job. Nigerian governors, senators, presidents, they want to be changing cars every 4 years, and they want the economy to be good. That is impossible. Well, thank you very much for watching. I just come to show you that it is painful what we are seeing in Africa. Not only in Nigeria, Africa in general, except Burkina Faso. We are looking for people like Ibrahim Traoré, who only thinks about production, manufacturing, and protection of his people. We don't need people that think about enjoyment anymore. Thank you very much for watching. This is IntaVlog.